Alright guys, so we're going to do a couple of things here. First, I want to show you, I bought a couple of new pairs of needle nose pliers. Very, very cheap for garbage disposals and anything really if you need to get into a tight area. These are just as long with a 90 on them. Great for garbage disposals, and they're deep enough that you can, you know, your hand's not in the way. You can see what you're doing. So the first thing I'm going to do is, you can see that these pipes are very, very short, and we're going to do a little test on CPVC and just what you could get away with. Not that I would ever do anything like that, but I want to see what happens if I glue a cap onto this and see if the thing blows off. If it does, then I go to plan B, which is to take those male adapters off and cap these nipples. I bet that these things stay on at 100 psi. I'm gonna let them dry for the amount of time it's supposed to, a half hour, and we'll see. So next I need to get set up with this guy and get some air into this in a few minutes after it sets up, and go from there, man. This is OD one step. I see a lot of shit, guys out there. I go up on a job and it's got purple primer on CPVC. That's a no-no, man. You're already fucked up. You got to use this one step, whether it's mainline, OD, or Flow Guard Gold. It's a great product, guys. You watch me put it in all the time. You see me going back on jobs, and if I did, I'd show you, man, because that's who I am. But why would I be putting something in so often that, you know, is creating callbacks? They don't create callbacks. I can tell you, I've had more copper leaks than I've had CPVC leaks that I've fixed in the last 4 or 5 years. For you copper guys out there, let me find a rig to fill this thing up, get my air compressor set up. So there's another thing about these new pans that are coming out, guys, that I want to show you. They're not like the old ones, where if you ran it over, it would break. So this, you can push this down like that and take the heater out. And it snaps right back into place. No damage. I mean, you don't want to do that, but that's the benefit of these new pans. If you read about it, you'd see that they tell you you can run it right over, man, and it snaps back. If you're going to run it over, at least put it in the back, you know what I'm saying, where you did that. It's good to know. The old plastic ones, that thing would have just fell apart, shattered. So these things are great, man. Alright guys, so this connection I have is a little fucking, you know, shock wad, but what are you gonna do? It should work. I should be able to get this thing up to pressure using the gauge on the compressor, and then take this off and put a regular gauge on it. But this thing's gonna drop quick, for sure. I mean, it's a bad leaker. Whoops. That doesn't need to be really tight. So this is the rip that I used to use to pump water heaters down with air. I just use a shock blade on the top, cut the copper, push the fucking air out. See how high this compressor goes before it turns itself off, and then I'm going to open this valve and fill this tank up, close the valve, and throw a gauge on real quick. Filling it because I'm losing air here. 80 pounds is more pressure than that guy had. So we're doing two things right now. I'm waiting for a kaboom. Those caps shooting off like a fucking missile going up. I have this water heater up high so it's above my eyeballs on the tailgate. I'm going to check the gauge, see how high we are in here. So we're at 40 psi. Don't seem to be rising. So that's a pretty substantial move. This thing's just gonna plummet down to nothing. Watch. I'm gonna shut this valve and throw this gauge on real quick. Probably have no fucking pressure in it. About 25 pounds. I'm gonna turn that off and see if I can hear it. Got to get a better rig for filling this. I need a rig that will actually, I can fill through the side of it. I have them somewhere. I don't know where the fuck they are, to be honest with you. So this gauge doesn't appear to be going any much below 20, but it could only get up to 40 without not going any higher. I can hear it. I can hear the fucking thing humming inside. I put my ear up against it. She's a leaker. It's getting louder on this side, guys, like you do with leak detection. As I put my ear up at the top, it's not very loud. As I get lower, it gets louder. I'm thinking the seam in here is fucked up on towards the bottom. This is where it was really pouring out. You can see the rust all the way around it. The leak is so bad that I can't even get it above 40 psi. So I made the right call that it was a leaker. There's no leak around the elements. Definitely can hear it pissing in there, man. Interesting. I hear my neighbor over there swearing. He must be struggling. She's a leaker. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is cut this baby open, guys. We're going to cut her open and see what's going on inside here, and then we'll pressurize it again. I'm not going to damage anything. I'm going to start on this side. I'm going to peel this side open on the right here, and we're going to see what's going on. All right, guys, I'm going to give my pneumatic close quarter hacksaw sawzall a little shot on this water heater and see how this thing works on this. Needs a lot of air, man. Working on shower valves. Let's see. 20-gallon receiver, not a 5 or 6 gallon. Pressure drops really fast in those. But we'll see. Let it charge up and we'll see what it can do. If not, I go to plan B, Jackson. So all this stuff is good, man. It's brand new, hasn't been damaged by any water. I'm going to take these elements out, the thermostats. Pretty damn good once the air is charged. I'm going to cut an access here about 12 inches. That's where I hear the noise the most. Let's see what's up. Get this camera real close because I can't find my goddamn cords with these stupid batteries, man. Said you can put regular sawzall blades in this thing. Really made for body work and cutting very thin sheet metal more so than heavy stock, but given enough time you can cut a shower valve out, cut the copper in a very tight hole. I've got a job coming up where I'm gonna put a three-handle valve back in where an existing three-handle valve is, just because the tile is fucking really nice. It's an old house, and that's what the guy wants. So, who the fuck am I to argue? thinking it's a seam right down here. Look at how much insulation. I'm going to show you how thick this shit is. Wow, tough shit, man. Let me get a hammer. Yeah. This shit's way better than that styrofoam fucking bullshit in those other heaters. Fucking brand new, man, but it's illegal. I'm hoping I don't have to do this to the whole fucking heater. I see a circle. I see a circle drawn on the tank right there. Might have been a leak location that they fixed. Who knows? See if I can get to the bottom of this heater. Probably going to charge it again with some air and see what happens. I don't see any sign of it being wet here. See that circle there? I'm wondering if that's somebody put a circle on there that it needed to be repaired. Bet you I end up tearing this whole fucking thing apart. That just makes me wonder, that circle right there, if there was a leak. Let's put I'm gonna at least get over to this drain and see what the story is there. Let me cut this. Oh, here comes my fucking buddy here. Crazy motherfucker. you doing, man?
Watching you.
Huh?
Watching you.
What it looks like I'm doing? Working on a water heater.
What's the matter?
It was a leaker. It's a brand new heater, but it leaked, and I just want to, for my YouTube channel,
Oh, was it on the bottom?
I don't know. I want to find the leak and document, show my YouTube subscribers. You made the neighborhood thing, man. Somebody posted about you being in that Walgreens parking lot, yelling and screaming, "Give me my crack! Give me my crack!" Yep, they had your license plate and everything.
I didn't see it.
You didn't get that neighborhood watch thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, they big headline. Crackhead off the Walgreens. Walgreens drive-through pharmacy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. They got you. What are you gonna do?
I didn't know they sold crack in Walgreens.
They do, man. Prescription crack. You gotta love it, brother.
So that's a leaker? So what?
So I'm trying to see what leaked. I want to see if there was a bad weld, what the, you know the deal. When you build 10 million of them a fucking year, a couple of them are gonna leak.
Yeah, they warranted it though, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. There is a circle drawn right here, so maybe there was an issue with a weld. I need to open this up a little more.
Wow.
This is what I do for fun, man. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go to the electric Sawzall now and see what the difference is. Yeah, that works great. Night and day. Give me a fucking power tool. Fuck them battery operated fucking goofball tools, man. Trying not to poke, beat the hell out of the tank. Johnny's like a crackhead on a mission trying to fucking find this leak, man. Crackhead on a mission. Some of you know what that is. Some of you been there, driving around at fucking 4 o'clock in the morning with your television in the front seat. Yeah! Fucking great. Loving it. Yeah. water dripping out. There's the wires, guys. Wow, it's got different foam on it on the bottom. Let's see. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the whole bottom of this thing off. Around where they welded this drain valve looks a little funky, a little bit of rust, but I'm going to cut the whole bottom off, get that off and exposed, and see what's going on in there, man. Definitely seeing more signs of leakage down here on this bottom seam. This is going to be concave. Look at that. All rusted out from the inside. That's definitely where the leak's going to be, on this bottom seam. Scooby Doo. There's my putty knife. So I asked the question one day on my, so guys, I asked the question one day, what is the last line of defense for a water heater if it is ready to fucking blow? And what that last line of defense is this concave bottom, which under extreme pressure will actually blow out. And that's why they put styrofoam on the bottom of this and didn't fill this void with insulation to prevent that from happening. This is a design feature to in the case, because these things will blow and they'll go through the fucking roof. If everything fails, you've watched it probably on Mythbusters, the damage these things can do. The thing will blow up 400 feet into the fucking air. So I'm going to stand it back up again. I've got it pretty well cleaned off, and I'm convinced that the leak is right here. Let me stand this thing back up, and we'll put a pressure test on it again. Actually, I want to leave it the way it is so I can see if it's on the inside here. this guy up. Let me shut this valve off. Nothing obvious yet, guys. Oh yeah, I can see right here. Definitely looks moist here. Looks like a bad weld. I wish I could find my let me get my leak shit and put it on there. Alright guys, so I've got to get more pressure in this thing than 40 pounds to find this leak. Johnny's test facility is not the best. Guys, I may have to just hook up water to it, you know. Fill the thing up with water, get it under pressure like that, and see what happens, because it's definitely where it was leaking, under street pressure. guys, look what I just noticed on this. I can tell you Johnny Sunshine didn't do this. Set at 150 degrees on the top. The bottom is the same, factory setting. So this fucking moron, he went in here and bumped this up to 150 degrees. We'll see what was leaking. I'm trying to find it. Alright guys, so it's apparent that we've got a lot of water up here. So I'm going to see what's going on in this area. This is, I gotta say, way more than Johnny wanted to get into. But we're here. Oh yeah. Johnny found the leak, Jason. No fucking doubt of doubt. No doubt of doubt that, Jackson. Yeah, I can hear it in there, sizzling. Gonna have to get the top of this thing off. Give me a few more minutes, guys. It's right here somewhere. Alright guys, so this is the water heater. You can see this is the Coral Protect that I put in. You can see that there's Teflon tape and pipe dope, my mustard. Over here, nothing. I'm not sure what's leaking at this point, but it appears it was coming from up here. I haven't removed anything from this water heater. It's all the way it was when it came from the factory and when I put it in. I'm gonna get some, I can't find my leak test, man. I'd like to put it on here because we still have air pressure in here. Let me get a screwdriver. My fucking driveway. Look at the mess this shit made, guys. I hope you appreciate. Look at this guy. That's my renter. Look at this. I hope you appreciate it. But I've learned a lot, man, doing this. I learned how they ground this thing. They just push this clamp down over the relief valve outlet. Run the wire over to the box. Power wires come up, come into here, go down to the elements. I mean the thermostats. So I'm thinking this is the leak right here on this. Because it looks dry. It looks like whoever put those nipples in, put them in with nothing on them. And this one doesn't look like it's in as much as that one. If you just look at the amount of threads on that one compared to that one, maybe it's cross-threaded, who knows. But I'm going to fill it up again with some more air and get to the bottom of where this fucking thing's leaking. It's been a good experiment for me. I've never really done this, so it's nice to see just a bald tank, you know. So this could have been with the temperature that this guy had this thing set at. For some reason, I'm only able to get this thing up to about 40 psi. And then I guess it's leaking so much that I can't get any more air in it. I may just hook my hose up to this thing and use water. See where it comes out. I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright, I'm going to stop filling this guy with water. While that's happening, I'm going to clean up some of this styrofoam. Alright, she's filling. I'm going to get a barrel. I got a barrel. I need to get a rake. Mess, guys. Don't ever do this. Try this at home, kids. Let Johnny Sunshine do all the heavy lifting for you. I think they can track who worked on this. I'm going to send this to Rheem, and they need to fire that motherfucker. Probably some guy down in Mexico just realized how much they were paying people in America to build this same water heater. And he realizes he's doing the shit for nothing for some greedy ass corporation. Easy to lose tools in all of this. So that's just, it's going to be street pressure from my house. Here come the drag racers. Yeah. At this point, I'm just hoping it ain't me and that Coro Protect, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not installing these anymore. Just because of warranty and all that, I just don't want to deal with it. Pretty close to full. So guys, I've got a hydro pump in my shop, and if this pressure is not enough, then I'm gonna put a hydrostatic pump on this motherfucker and pump it up and see what leaks when and at what pressure. The motherfucker's leaking somewhere. I'm just hoping it ain't my fault. Taking a long time to fill, man, with a hose from the bottom. Fogging it. Look at how nasty it is, though. So that's street pressure, guys. Street pressure and nothing's leaking. Let me go get my hydro pump and see if this was a combination of, see where it leaks, and maybe it was a thermal expansion issue. So guys, I'm having a real hard time getting this pump, this water heater up to the pressure that I want it to make this thing leak. It's on street pressure right now from my house, and it's not leaking, but you know, it's obvious it was fucking leaking. I mean, it was pouring out of the fucking thing. I gotta get a gasket for this. Yeah, let me get a new gasket. Alright guys, so I've got this thing up to 120 psi, and I found the leak. Right there, man. See it? Bubbling up on my finger. She's a leaker. It was the metal itself was defective, and it only leaked when it was at very high pressure. And so I think he had a thermal expansion problem. I'm going to call him up and I'm going to tell him, hey man, you got to turn them. You don't be fucking around with these heaters, man. Turning it up to 150 degrees with a fucking check valve on the house without an expansion tank. So it took a lot of getting for Johnny, but I fucking didn't give up. It's dripping like a motherfucker. And that's right where I had all that bad insulation. It is what it is, guys. She's a leaker. She's a streamer. Yep. Watch, I'll dry it off. That's it. That's all it fucking takes, man. It looks like there's one there too. There's a leak there and a leak there. 2 pinholes. Very small. Guess that's a fucking confirmation. Hey? Shouldn't be able to do that, guys. Defective heater. Nothing's leaking up here on the top. I think that, and we're at 120 psi. I think what happened was that water just migrated up and caused a little bit of rust. But yeah, 2 fucking pinholes, spraying like a motherfucker. The metal's thin. I mean, I could do the same thing over here. Really hammering on this tank, and I can't get through. So it was just defective, man. A defective piece of sheet metal, and you know, I'm glad it's nothing I did, but this is what happens, man. The more you do, the more chance of something fucking up. And you guys who are Rheem haters, this shit happens to every manufacturer. That's it. That's going to be the end of my fucking video today. I'm tired, I'm hungry, and now I'm soaked. And so is it my new camera, but supposedly it's waterproof. Turn this off. Yeah, I was right at 120 psi. Had lots of issues with my test equipment. That was fun though. I learned a lot. These 2 hooks are for painting. They spray that shit in it. Comes down the line, hooked onto that. This could be a point where they leak. All of these welds here, they're very clean, I can tell you that. They must weld them on the inside of the tank, and then cover that weld. You saw how easy I capped that metal. and it just, let's go a step further and really dig into that. Maybe I should cut it open and see if there was no liner in there, you know? That'll only take me a minute, guys. That'll be interesting. I'll do that, and that's it for me today. Wow, I wonder if the top of the tank is a different gauge, because that shit's hard, man. Let me get a new blade. I tell you, this is some heavy gauge shit, man. This ain't no cheap ass tank. And notice that my CPVC caps didn't blow off with very little pipe holding them on. 130 psi. This fucking test is a fight all the way, boys. This thing is not giving in easy, man. if I can get one more fucking cut, and we'll have our piece, guys. Let's see how the comparison between this Milwaukee blade and that Diablo. Now granted, this one has, the Diablo did okay right off the bat, but let's see how this one does. Wow. Look at that's another. I bet you this was going to be a pinhole too. Eventually. So that's what it looked like from the inside, guys. It was already corroding. Let's look in here, man. You know what, guys? I'm tired. Maybe tomorrow I'll look inside here and see what the condition of this thing is. But right now it's full of water. It's not leaking anymore. Dribbling out of here, but... So that was it, man. It was definitely a leaker. The top was secure. It is what it is. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I did. I'm going to take a little break right now, go get some water in me, and that's it. Have a great day. It's Saturday. I'm going to go get me some good food somewhere and take her easy for the rest of the day. See ya.